News Channel 5's Dan Kennedy is at a shelter up in the Jolton area. And Dan, you were saying emergency officials expecting a ton of people up there. In fact, so many they may have to find another location, right?
That's right. In fact, right now they are working on finding a second location. For now, this one's going to have to do. They're going to be able to fit 61 people in here. The American Red Cross helping put this all together. They've been here busy for several hours now, getting all these cots set up, ready to take in people who've been forced out of their homes, many of whom were forced out of an apartment building earlier this morning. And it's our understanding that a bus full of about 17 people is coming here right now. But again, they're expecting 61 people coming to this location. There's several great volunteers who've been working here throughout the night, throughout the very early morning hours, including Vicki Atkinson, who's helping put this all together. Vicki, I know we're expecting a whole lot of people coming here, so what's the process as they begin to arrive?
Okay, when they're coming in by bus, and so once they come in by bus, they're coming in through this door to where this table is, and there's a sign-in sheet that they're used throughout the time they're here for signing in and signing out. Then there's a registration, and we're trying to find out, health concerns, because we got to track it for the money being donated and so forth, and we want to be sure they're safe. Then from there, we just let them pick out a cot, whatever, and we give them an idea of where they can be in the building and not be in the building.
How long can they stay here, and are they going to have food tomorrow?
Yeah. We have some very interesting stuff there that looked really good. It's self-heating.
Okay.
And then a lot of the restaurants donate food, bagels, that type of thing. So we have a team that's working on making sure there's breakfast and then lunch. And we really don't know how long they'll be here. It depends on the floodwaters and what kind of damage and that type of thing.
It's great things you guys do, and I know that right now they're only going to be able to take 61 people here at this location, but at this hour, the Red Cross working on finding a second shelter to open up. And of course, once we get the location of that second shelter, we're going to pass it along to you. Reporting live this morning in Jolton, Dan Kennedy, News Channel 5.
All right, Dan, thanks for the update on that. Cars have been getting stranded to last until the sun comes up, until daybreak. News Channel 5's Dan Kennedy live right now at the Red Cross Emergency Shelter set up in Jolton. And Dan, we're talking about opening a second shelter already.
Yeah, they had 61 cots set up inside, but as this floodwaters receded, it looks as if they aren't going to need all 61 and perhaps not even need a second shelter. 17 people just arrived here via bus, and I'm joined now by one of them, Richard Williams, who lives on Lewis Street. Of course, that's just a little south of the city, right off Lafayette Street. You've lived there 3 years, never had a flood like this. Just walk me through what you experienced overnight.
I just got knocked banging on the door about 11:30 tonight. And when I woke up, got up, the water was up to my waist. Water was up to my wife's hospital bed, and I called 911, and fire department come out there and had to rescue my wife with a boat, a raft, take her out of the apartment. The water was so bad.
We're talking about you living on the first floor, and they had to bring a raft up, your wife in hospice, and put her in the raft and get her to a hospital. How's she doing now?
I haven't talked to her. I don't know.
How are you doing? Anything you need?
No, I just need to get the place cleaned up where I can get her back. They got her in the hospital, and I got to have help to get the place cleaned back up to get her home.
You're your wife's primary caretaker, and it seems to me the most important thing is just having a livable situation for her.
Yes, sir. I'm her caregiver to get her back home.
How high was that water on you?
Up to my waist.
And this is Precious, your dog. Precious doing okay?
Yeah, she's doing good.
All right. Richard's just one of many people who had to leave their homes overnight. You just heard it, 11:30, middle of the night, when many people are sleeping. The fire department and first responders had to use a raft to get his wife out of the house safely, to get him out safely. Wife now at St. Thomas Medical Center receiving treatment, and he is now here at this shelter, First Baptist in Jolton, where they have accepted about 17 people now. They're on cots. They're going to get a nice warm breakfast. They have coffee for them, and at 8:45 this morning they'll be bussed back to their apartments, where they then begin a list of services available to them, as the cleanup process is only just beginning for many of these families. Now we're going to send it over with continued coverage to Blake Krosnowski. Good morning, Blake.
Morning, Dan. So I'm here on Masonwood Drive just off of Brick Church.